Shall we start the class?
Yes, sir.
So almost in our biology topics all are completed now.
Yes, sir.
So we have the examination, final examination. In that final examination, question paper pattern. Okay. So mathematics is the 40 marks, physics is the 20 marks, biology is the 20 marks, chemistry is the 20 marks. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now we can discuss about that remaining what are the lessons. First one is the food components. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Food.
Sir, just notice something, sir.
What?
All our chapters in our textbook are in the same order in my school textbook, sir.
That actually in your textbook only we are discussing. Okay. So food components. Food components. So in this lesson we have learned what we have learned. So actually in our day-to-day life we can eat a different nutrient. So that is nothing but carbohydrate, proteins, fats. Okay, so minerals, vitamins, roughages. Okay, these we are water every day we are drink. So why we are taking to the nutrient? Because we are taking to the nutrient because of the energy purpose. Okay, morning to evening we have the lot of the work is there. So we can do these are the work with the help of the energy. Okay, so that's why we are taking to the nutrients. So for example, in our day-to-day life, so carbohydrate. Do you know carbohydrates? Do you know carbohydrates? My voice is audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So carbohydrates. So these are the carbohydrates is the one type of the nutrients. Carbohydrates are especially we are giving to that these are the one type of the nutrient we are taking to that in our body. These carbohydrates are giving to the energy to our body. So in our food, what are the food component nutrients are present? These are the carbohydrates are present. Do you know rice?
Yes, sir.
Do you know wheat?
Yes, sir.
So almost all, okay, idli, okay, vada, rice, okay, wheat, chapati, potato, okay. So these are the components. Most of the nutrient is nothing but carbohydrate. Banana. So these are the nutrient is nothing but carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is the one type of the nutrient. These are the carbohydrate. If we are taking these carbohydrate is giving to the energy. Example in our day-to-day life, we are eating to the rice, wheat, chapati, idli. Okay. Next, vada almost potato in this food component is the carbohydrate is present. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So do you know protein? Okay, protein, protein also one type of the nutrient. These proteins are body building of the organism. So actually, do you know very well all the living organism made up of cell? So this cell required to the protein. Okay. So plants are made up of cell, animals are made up of cell. There is no cell, there is no living organism. These are the cells are made up of proteins. Okay. Proteins are the body building of the organism. So plants are also made up of proteins, animals also made up of proteins. Yes or no? For example, this house, if you are constructing, you want required to the bricks, cement, okay, so water, like that. Our body also made up of protein. So protein also one type of the nutrient. Day to day life, in that proteins where it is present. Do you know egg?
Yes, sir.
In that egg who are present? Proteins. Do you know milk? In this milk who are present? Proteins are present. Do you know dal, papu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means day to day life, in our day to day life, especially every day we drink the milk, proteins are present. Day by day, alternative days we are eating to the egg, in that proteins are present. Dal, papu, in this also proteins are present. Can you say some where that proteins are present in your day to day life if you are eating? Can you say?
Sir?
So day to day life we are eating different nutrient, no? Which of the food component nutrients proteins are present? Which of the food component nutrients are present? Can you say? Do you know?
No, sir.
Egg, what I am saying, egg, milk, dal, except these where it is present that proteins. Which of the food components these proteins are present? Don't know? Okay. Next, do you know fats?
Yes, sir.
Fats also one type of the nutrient. If you are taking to the fats, you are getting to the more amount of the energy. For example, carbohydrate, proteins, they are giving to the very less amount of the energy. Instead of the fats they are giving to the double energy than that when you are compared to the carbohydrates and proteins. Okay. So fats also one type of the nutrient. So in our day to day life, what are the food component if you are eating, you are getting to the fats. So do you know chicken, mutton?
Yes, sir.
In the chicken, mutton who are present? Fats are present. Okay. Do you know ghee?
Yes, sir.
Ghee. Ghee is nothing but fat. Do you know oil?
Yes, sir.
In that oil also made up of fat. Okay. So in this mutton also who are present? Fat is present. Do you know curd? In that curd also fat is present. Okay. So these are the food components. More amount of that fats are present. For example, tomorrow is what is the special tomorrow?
No, sir.
Don't know. Huh? Tomorrow it is a holiday or working?
Yes, sir. Shivaratri, sir.
Mahasivaratri. Mahasivaratri is the birthday of that Lord Shiva. So some of them they are doing fasting now.
Yes, sir.
So that time if you are not eat the food, what are the fat components are digested and given to the energy to the body? Okay. Sometimes your parents are scolding, that time you are not eating to the food. That time also in our body, what are the fats are present? That fats are digested and giving to the energy. Is it okay? Hmm. Next coming, these are the nutrient. So how do you identification of the carbohydrate? How do you identification of the protein? How do you identification of the fats? Do you know?
Yes, sir.
What is the identification of the carbohydrate? Carbohydrates. In these carbohydrates, how we can identify? Okay. So these carbohydrates are identified with the help of the iodine solution. What solution? In that food, that carbohydrate, these are the nutrients we can add to that iodine solution, that food component is turned into the blue or black color. Blue or black. So that food component is the so identification of the carbohydrate, we are identified with the help of the iodine solution. If you are adding to the iodine solution, if that carbohydrate turned into the blue black color. So that is the identification of the now how you are identified to the proteins? Do you know? Don't know? Proteins. How to identification of the protein? So in these proteins, first of all you can take that 2% of the copper sulfate. What? 2% of the copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution you can prepare. Next thing is the and 10% of that sodium hydroxide. 10% of the sodium hydroxide. You can make this solution. Okay. 2% of the copper sulfate solution and 10% of the NaOH solution. How we can make the 2%? Do you know? We don't know. Now, how we can make means, okay. So, first of all, we can take that, okay, 2% of the copper solution. So, 2% of that copper solution, okay, 2 grams of that, 2 grams of that copper sulfate. So, actually, you can take the 2 grams of the copper sulfate and 100 ml of the water that is made into the 2% of the copper sulfate solution. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now 10% of the sodium hydroxide solution, you can take the 10 grams of the sodium hydroxide. In this, we can add to the 100 ml of the water. Then you are making to the 10% of the sodium hydroxide solution. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we can, so what are the food is there? That food component we are, if it is a protein, we are added to the 2% of that copper sulfate solution and 10% of the sodium hydroxide solution you can add. After that add, okay, if it is a solid, you can grind it. If it is a, okay, liquid, you can add to the 10 drops of the water. 10 drops of the water. Then, these are the 10 drops of that clean test tube. In this, you can take the clean test tube. Okay, take 10 drops of this solution in that, okay, 10 drops of the water you can take. 10 drops. In this, 2 drops of the copper sulfate and 10 drops of the sodium hydroxide you can take and you can mix it so that food component is turned into that, okay, violet, okay, if it is that is turned into the violet or purple, that is a protein. Are you understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
First of all, take the 2% of the copper sulfate solution, 10% of the sodium hydroxide solution, 2 percentage how we can make means 2 grams of the copper sulfate, 100 ml of the water you can add, that is the 2 percentage of the copper sulfate. Then 10 percentage of the sodium hydroxide solution, 10 grams of that sodium hydroxide, 100 ml of the water you can take mixed with 10 percentage of the sodium hydroxide solution made. You can take the test tube. In the test tube you can take that protein. 10 drops of the water you can add 2 percentage of that copper sulfate and 10 percentage of that sodium hydroxide you can add. So that is turned into the violet or purple color. So that is a protein. That is a protein. So this is the identification of the proteins. Do you know fats?
Yes, sir.
How to identification of the fat? Do you know?
No, sir.
Don't know. Most of the things you don't know. You are not studying the textbook. Okay. So that means do you know every day we are using to keep that oil from that hairs, that coconut oil is also nothing but fat. Are you agree?
Yes, sir.
So first of all, you can keep the oil to your hairs. After you are keeping after white paper you can take and you can rub like this. After the rubbing you can keep like that. So when you are keep like that, so what you are observed that actually that lights, that some of the sunlight is allows to them. So that is that translocation. What we are called? What we are called?
1 minute, sir.
Are you now identification of the fat? For example, if you are eating to that vada, if you are eating to that puri, if you are eating to that dosa, actually if you are white paper, you can keep like that. Some of the change the color, translucent. Which of the things they can allow to that light through them, that is called translucent. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that means identification of the fats we can observe with that help of the translucents. What we are called? Translucent. So this is the test for that fats. So carbohydrate test is the iodine solution. Fats test is the 2% of the copper sulfate and 10% of the sodium hydroxide. And fats we can identify with the translucent substances. Which of the things they can allow to the light, that are the things are called translucent. Which are the things are not allowed to the light? That is called that is called
Transparent.
opaque.
Yes, sir. Opaque.
Okay. That is the okay. Next one, in our doubt, in our diet, roughage is also required. What is required? Roughage is also known as the dietary fibers. What we are called? Dietary fibers. Dietary fibers. Roughage is also known as the dietary fibers. Roughage is also known as the why is the need of the dietary fibers or the roughages? So if you are eating your diet, roughages or dietary fibers are present, that is the prevent to the constipation. Every day you are going to the London in time. Yes or no? If you are not eat that in our diet, there is no roughages, there is no dietary fibers. So this is the prevent the constipation. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So, which of the food component these are the dietary fibers are present? Do you know beans
Yes, sir.
and especially sprouting seeds? Do you know?
Yes, sir.
And cereals, all types of the fruits, all types of the fruits and vegetables, sweet potato, okay, pumpkin, and especially drumstick, okay. So these are the especially pumpkin, berries, and pollock, apples, banana, papaya. So most of these are the food items generally the roughages or dietary fibers are present. These are the dietary fibers and roughages help to that prevent it to the constipation. Every day in our diet, every day you can maintain to the balanced diet according to the age. How much of the percentage of the carbohydrate is required, that you can take. How much of the proteins is required, you can eat. How much of the fats is required, you can eat. How much of the dietary fibers is required, that much of the eat. So equal proportion of the all the nutrients you are taking, you are healthy. If you are taking only one type of the nutrient, that is not, you are healthy. For example, every day you are eating to the rice only, you are not a healthy person. Yes or no? In our day-to-day life, you can take that all the nutrients in equal proportion. Okay. Don't eat only one type of the nutrient. Next point is, do you know water?
Yes, sir.
So, what is the use of water in our body? Can you tell me? Main important points.
Sir, for being hydrated and
Hmm?
sir, water helps us in being hydrated
Very good.
and it helps us in digesting of food,
Very good.
removal of
Waste material.
unwanted material in our body.
Yes. Very good. Correct only. So first, what we can eat the food. The food is enter into the different parts of the body with the help of the water. So in our body, nearly 5 liters of the blood is present. In that 5 liters of the blood, in the blood, the major component of the blood is the water only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next point. Okay. So this water is helping the digestion. Helping the digestion. At the same time, when we are doing so many metabolic activities, so many works, waste materials also form. That waste material they can send near the excretory organ through the water. Yes or no? That is second point. Third point, transport the oxygen and carbon dioxide through the water only. Okay, fourth point, in our body temperature is maintained by that water only. If you drink more amount of the water in the summer, so actually that excess amount of the water they can send most of the waste material they can send outside through the urine. Excess amount of the water we can send outside through the sweat. So that sweat, if we are getting to the sweat, our body to become a cold. Okay, that temperature also maintained by the water. In our body temperature also maintained by the water. So every day at least 5 to 6 liters of the water you can drink. Are you drinking?
Yes, sir.
That 5 to 6 liters of the water, also purified water, fresh water you can drink. Don't drink cold water, don't drink high temperature water. That is also effect to the body of the organism. Are you eating chocolates and ice creams?
Yes, sir.
Don't eat. That is not good for you. Okay? So, especially what are the food components that water? Do you know watermelon? Okay. Watermelon is present. Citrus fruits are present. Especially, okay. So, these are the cucumbers, beans, kira, tomatoes, especially papaya, the watermelons. These are the fruits generally we can see in that water is present in these fruits. This water also very important in our day-to-day life. Is it clear? Is it clear? So balanced diet means what? Balanced diet means you can maintain to the all the equal proportion of that carbohydrate, proteins, fats, roughages or dietary fibers and water is called balanced diet. That is the first lesson. Is it clear? Here one of the scientist's name is there. What is the scientist's name? Okay. Okay. So what is the scientist's name? So James Lind. James Lind is the discovered that scurvy disease. Scurvy disease generally we are getting to the vitamin C, lack of the vitamin C, deficiency of the vitamin C. So this is about the first lesson. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next we will go to that. Electricity. Nutrition in the plants. Yes. Nutrition in the plants. In this nutrition of the plants, okay, nutrition in the plants. So do you know nutrition in the plants? In the plants. What are the parts of the plant? Roots are the parts. Roots. Second one is the stem. Second one is the stem. Third one is the leaves. Okay. Fourth one is the phloem. These are the parts we can see in the plants. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So these are the, what is the function of the roots? Roots are absorbed to that water and minerals from the soil. These are the roots are present below the soil. With the help of the roots, that plants are absorbed to the water and minerals. That send it above the soil, which part is present? Stem is present. With the help of the stem, distributed throughout the water and minerals in the plant through the stem. Is it clear? The stem is present above the soil. So, if you see that the plants, leaves are present. Leaves are the kitchen of the plant. Food is prepared in the leaves. So, that's why leaves are called kitchen of the plant. Leaves are green in color because of the chlorophyll pigment is present. Chlorophyll pigment is present. Okay. So these leaves, food making process in the plants is called photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis process. So which process that green plants they can prepare their own food? That is nothing but photosynthesis mechanism. In the photosynthesis mechanism, what are the requirement of the plants? Plants are the required to the especially carbon dioxide. What are the requirement? Okay, so carbon dioxide plus water gives rise, okay, sunlight, okay, next chlorophyll, so formed into the glucose plus oxygen plus water. This is the equation for the photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives rise sunlight, chlorophyll, C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. So this is the equation for the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, where it is occur? Photosynthesis occurs in the green plants. Photosynthesis occurs in the green plants only. This photosynthesis mechanism occurs in the leaves. Leaves are the food factories. Leaves are the kitchen of the plant. Leaves are the green in color because of the chlorophyll. Actually, photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast. What are the requirement of the photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide is the required. Where they are absorbed to the carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is absorbed to the atmosphere. Which part of the plant they can absorb? Leaves are absorbed. In the leaves, you know very well, stomatas are present. These are the stomatas are, with the help of the stomatas, carbon dioxide is absorbed by the stomata. Water, with the help of the roots, these plants are absorbed to the water and minerals. This is occurs in the sunlight. So this is occurs in the leaves chlorophyll pigment. What the product is formed? This product is nothing but glucose. Glucose is the one type of the carbohydrate. Which gas is evolved? Oxygen gas is evolved. And the addition, water also released. So this is the equation for the photosynthesis. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the requirement of the photosynthesis means? What you can say? Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, chlorophyll. If anything is the absent, there is no photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, where it is occur? All the green plant. What are the end product of the photosynthesis? Glucose, oxygen, water. Which gas is evolved in the photosynthesis? Oxygen gas. So, we are eating the food, rice, chapati, idli, dosa, everything is nothing but glucose. Food making process, photosynthesis. There is no photosynthesis, there is no food for us. There is no photosynthesis, there is no oxygen gas. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next point. So actually that green plants they are taking to the carbon dioxide through the stomata and oxygen is liberated through the stomata. That point also you can keep in your mind. Next, so actually identification of the starch. Before the carbohydrate test we can conduct it now. Which test we can conduct? Iodine test. This iodine test we can add it to that glucose. Glucose also one type of the carbohydrate that turn it into the blue black color. So that's why this is a carbohydrate. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So in our surroundings some of the insectivorous plants also present. So insectivorous plants means Utricularia, Nepenthes, Drosera. These are the plants lack of the nitrogen in that soil. These are the plants they are growing. So that's why deficiency of the nitrogen, they are killing to the insects. Then they are taking to the nitrogen. So that is the insectivorous plants. So insectivorous plant they can making to the food heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition here autotrophic means which of the organism they can synthesize their own food, that is called autotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition, which of the organism they cannot prepare their own food, they are depend upon the another organism, that is called heterotrophic nutrition. We are the examples of the heterotrophic nutrition. And next, so these are that insectivorous plants also examples of the heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. And are you understand this? Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
So this is about that lesson for that okay, nutrition in the plants. Nutrition in the plants. So next lesson is the respiration. Do you know respiration? Are you respire every day? Respiration means okay, taking up the inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide is called respiration. Breathing the oxygen and releasing out the carbon dioxide is called respiration. Okay, what is the respiratory organ in the human being? Lungs is the main important respiratory organ. Okay, what we are breathe through the nostrils, that oxygen enter into the lungs. In that lungs, hemoglobin is present, blood is present, blood is combined with the oxygen and after the combined distributed throughout the body. So next class we will discuss so which animals, which of that respiratory organ. For example, fishes, respiratory organ is the gills. Human being, respiratory organ is the lungs. Frog, respiratory organ is the skin. Earthworm, respiratory organ is the skin. Okay, insects, respiratory organ is the spiracles. Okay, trachea. Next, so these are that different types of the animals. What is the respiratory organ? What it is function? We will discuss next class. You have any doubt regarding biology?
No, sir.
Okay, are you studying well?
Yes, sir.
We, final exams will month of that March or April?
March, sir.
March. Which date onwards?
5th, sir. March 5th.
Oh, March 5th exams, huh?
No, sir. Not my school, sir.
Ah,
Our school on April, sir.
April. April you have the exam. So before that examination, once revise all the syllabus, all that especially all subjects. Okay, before going to the examination, once revise all the lessons carefully and prepare well for the examination and write for the examination. Is it okay? So next maybe date also we will give announce. Okay, we have that annual examination for the IIT. Basic foundation questions only will come. Once you can prepare well for that exam and write. Mathematics 40, physics 20, chemistry 20, biology 20. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye, sir.
Bye bye.